you push the button?
I pushed the button. It does remind me, though. By the way, Mike Lantz, Josh Hauser, Lucky 13 podcast, where we talk about all things people in profit and business. It does remind me, our mentor in podcasting, the Brian Neal.
Oh, come on.
Oh, wait. He threw the flag.
He threw the flag.
Got the guy kicked out of the game.
He started the season by saying, you go.
That's our buddy.
Did you see his face when he did it, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
He looked at it like, you dipshit. I don't know if we're allowed to say that.
Yeah.
And then, oh, so good.
Yeah. That's not actually what I was going to say, but it does remind me. I was listening to his podcast like 3 months ago, he and Margaret Henney.
Oh, yeah. Margaret's
and
awesome.
they were doing the unscripted sales podcast, and they said, oh, we just recorded this like 30 minutes before, but we forgot to hit the record button. So they did like an entire podcast and forgot to hit the record button. And he's the professional. You know, he's been doing podcasting longer than anybody.
Podcast existed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good job, B. Neal. That's ultimate, by the way. Let's just call it out. That is, you live by compromising values. And, I mean, if you compromise values, you got to live by it. And dude compromised it. And he said, that's not what we do in the NFL. And
And ain't nobody going to spit on America's team.
No, not on America.
No, not at all. Not at all. You know, so we're going to dive straight into this because we were going, you know, we don't do much prep. I'm just going to tell everybody. We basically show up. It's September 11th, day to remember.
I like it.
We started our podcast at 9 o'clock, and at 9:05, we were still discussing what we're going to talk about. But we also are on the lookout for topics all the time. And so we had decided we do 2 episodes a week, and we decided to do these 2 topics. And then after we recorded the first one, we're pivoting. And what are we calling this?
So I have, they
Unger.
call them
What did you just call it?
Quotables.
Quotables.
It's all the things that I randomly say, and so sometimes people make me write them down because I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't. It's an analogy will pop in my head, and I try to tie it. If I'm talking to somebody who's a sports guy, talking to them sports or music or interpretive dance, of course, is my favorite. So yeah, I've just been. I guess I'm going to do a book someday.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to call this Quotables by Joshua Hauser. And what you're going to do, he's got his iPad up.
Yep.
He's got thousands of these quotables, and he's just going to scroll to one, grab it, say it, and then we're going to discuss it.
All right.
Go.
All right. Find silence or find shock?
Find silence or find shock.
Yeah.
Enlighten us.
Okay. So this has to do with when I deal with high-powered visionaries and integrators or leadership teams in general, they feel like they got to fill all space with noise. And so that's what it is noise. It's not actually strategic thinking or thoughts. And so what happens, they just constantly will try to, yap their way through a conversation, and I'll just make them be silent for a while because my belief is if you don't take time and just sit in silence and actually uncover what's real, then the shock of what life is going to come hit you. I don't know if that helps you or not. A lot of people get it. Oh, you're playing it on me. Well played.
I was trying to find some silence.
That was a turd move. That was a quality turd move.
Find silence or find shock. I really like that. I've been in. We've all been in meetings where it's like, okay, just listen.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you ask a question,
there's power.
Listen to the answers from your team instead of trying to feed them the answer.
Can you imagine when you're having your worst day at work? What do? We try to work our way through it.
Mm-hmm.
Go find some silence.
Yeah.
A lot of times it will expose itself.
Yeah.
Because if not, you put your head down. Let's just call it what it is. You put your head down and talk and work and all the way through it, and then you hit a wall. That's the shock.
Yeah.
Look up. Just take a second, pause, and look.
Yeah, and this so connects with clarity breaks. I think that's probably, and I love how you teach around a clarity break is just write down a question. It could be just write down a question in your journal.
Love it.
Sit, think, and then start to answer it.
You know what my favorite question is right now? I'm working on. These are my clarity breaks. What if I do nothing? And then just start writing. If I don't change a single thing about my company or the single thing about what I'm doing, what happens? And I want to think I'm going to write all the positives. You know what happens? This isn't going to happen. This is going to pass me, blah, blah. And so all of a sudden I get my to-dos and my rocks and everything starts to expose themselves. But that's not possible. So it's one of my new favorites. I don't know why. Just ask the question. What happens if we just do nothing?
And I think that's kind of susses out, too, the whole change for change's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I do nothing, well, we already have a really great company.
Yeah.
It's going to go well. And if I just keep doing what I'm currently doing today, maybe I won't 10X.
Yep.
But maybe I could 4X and
And then my mind goes to but not the buts, but the what ifs, if you will.
Yeah.
Butts stink up the place.
Yeah.
That's another one on here. Everybody's got a butt.
Okay, let's do that one.
That's just everybody's got a butt, and all they do is stink up the place. So quit saying butts.
Yeah.
We can do this, but I'm tired of the butts.
Yeah.
And I want to get to ands.
Yeah.
I really work hard on my language to get the but word out, because the but word is just eliminate everything I just said.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That's why I use however. It's like a butt in a tuxedo.
okay. Ooh, clever. I'm
Yeah.
stealing that one.
Yeah.
But in a tuxedo.
Yeah.
Something that we could do on our podcast. On our YouTube, if anybody would like to see that.
So find me another one.
All right. Let's see. The could be good, could be bad story I use a lot. Just the one that just popped up.
Go
Could
for
be
it.
good, could be bad. I'm going to do as fast as I can. So, farmer is struggling on his farm, and his horse has a mare. I'm going to make this up as fast as I can. So they go to the county fair, and this horse that he has on his farm has like the most beautiful stallion that anybody's ever seen in the county. We're in Indiana, so this works out well. And everyone's like, and it wins all the awards. And everyone's like, isn't that amazing? This raggedy old horse just had the best stallion we've ever had. And the farmer says, could be good, could be bad. And then he goes home that night. Well, everybody knows he has a stallion. So what happens? Marauders come, steal his stallion. That's so sad. You had the greatest stallion ever. And what do you think about that? And the farmer says,
Could be good, could be bad.
So all the whole village goes out looking for the stallion. What they find is a big mule horse while they're looking for it that's just out in the field, and they bring it back. Isn't that amazing that we found a horse that can help plow your fields now as we go forward? This big old mule that you've never had in your life. Could be good,
could be bad.
Son goes out to put the stuff on the mule. The mule kicks the son, breaks the son's arm. Oh my gosh, your only help that you had to help plant the farm. You finally got a mule to get everything done. Now your son's got a broken arm.
Could be good, could be bad.
Soldiers come marching through, and they're recruiting all the young men to go to war. You hear how this continues. And so what it is everything that happens, do not put a label on it, this is good or this is bad. It could be either or. Just take it for what it is, learn your lesson, and move to the next step.
That's so good.
You're welcome.
That is so
How about
good.
that?
That is so good. And I think one of the risks are business owners put labels on things that happen inside their organization based on the definition of those labels from peer groups.
Correct.
Like, I'm in YPO, somebody's in YPO, or they're in TrueU, or they're in Vistage, or whatever. And a similar situation happened inside of another company, and it was labeled as bad.
Correct.
And so now that happens in my business, and I label it as bad.
Correct. It's not.
When it may not be.
Just had a company had their worst quarter ever.
Could be good.
First quarter was their
Could be
first
good.
quarter. Could be good.
Bad.
Could be bad. The things they learned from the autopsy of what happened in the worst quarter, they bounced back and had their best quarter ever. But
Could be good. Could be bad.
Winning mass all problems. So it just learn from every lesson. When it's good,
Yeah.
don't sit. We want to celebrate it, but still do an autopsy and learn.
Yeah. Love it. Okay.
Okay.
Another one.
Let's see.
We have only like 2,942
I
to go.
have so many. Let me see. Hell on earth would be to meet the person you could have been. I say that all the time.
Okay. Unpack
So
that more.
That's let's talk about a company standpoint. If you don't write the company that you want to be, the 3-year vision, 3-year picture, 10-year target, then the company's going to do whatever it does. And when you get there, you're going to be like, well, if I had taken this path and created these disciplines, then I might have gotten there faster, or I might have become this. So I look at it as a personal life. The shirt I have on today is I am greater than I was, based off of I wrote down what I want Mike Lantz to read at my funeral. I wrote my eulogy for you. And I want you to not to ever have to read it, because I'm going to live that life, and I'm going to expect you to hold me to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I say hell on earth to meet the person I could have been, is why don't I just decide who I want to be and then take every step to go be that person? Same thing with the company. Why don't I decide what I want the company to look like and then take every step to be that company, rather than I'll just become that on the way. It's just assembling Lego blocks without having a picture before you start.
We could spend the rest of this episode on this one,
I
right?
like it.
Well, it plays into 10x is easier than 2x.
Correct.
It plays into the science of scaling, all those types of things. And where do you feel like the biggest fear from people is? Because, if somebody says, this is who I want to be, and I'm going to take incremental steps to be there or try to get that, rather than just ripping off all Band-Aids and just becoming that tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, what do we know about change? People
hard.
despise change.
Yeah.
It's hard. And so why I talk about writing who I want to be and then get there is because we want to grow into that. It's just taking the next best step. It's my favorite things when I watch Disney films. I always look for just what's the true message. Meet the Robinsons, just keep moving forward. Finding Nemo, if you are totally controlling, Nemo's going to go out and touch the butt and get abducted and taken over to Australia, and you're going to spend the rest of the time trying to go find him, rather than control those things. So it's once I decide who I'm going to be, then I'm going to surround myself with the people who believe that I can get there. I'm going to put plans in place and processes in place, rules, tools, and disciplines. I'll bring that one up next. Also, always have a vision where I'm going. I can start to walk with my head up. There's an old story, Rick Mount. You guys know who Rick Mount? Ready for the story? Rick Mount tells this story.
Didn't he go to Purdue?
He did. I heard there's a college there.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't care what you say. God came down and touched Rick Mount and said that's what a jump shot should look like. Yeah. The devil tapped him on the fanny and said, make sure you tell everybody. All right. So because Rick he's a great shooter, and he made sure you knew. He tells a story about his dad, and I'm gonna say his brother, it could be his uncle. Forgive me for the third part. And they go out turkey hunting. He's an amazing turkey hunter. And they're going across. Think about a bean field that just got cut. We're in October, and you can see the frost across the bean field. And so they decide they're going to bet, make a wager. Who can walk across the bean field the straightest? And so Rick goes first. And so Rick talks about how he looks up and down, looks up and down, looks up and down, looks up and down, because he doesn't want to trip over any of the stalks. Does that make sense? And so when he gets done, he's got this curvy, swervy line. Looks like a drunken sailor just put the road in. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. Brother goes next, or uncle, whatever it is, and he looks and he looks at the tree straight across, he looks down, he looks at the tree, and then he just looks down and starts going. And about a half of the way there, he gets off just a little bit, and by the time he gets there, when he finally looks up at the tree, he is 20 feet off from where the tree was. The father, looks and he plots out his line, he kind of studies the field, moves to the left a little bit, stares at the tree, never takes his eyes off the tree. Every step he has is to get closer to the tree, closer to the tree, closer to the tree. And because he plotted out, he saw the obstacles before he got there. So instead of going straight like everybody else did, he just scooted over a little bit. He's the one who ended up straight at the tree with the straightest line because he kept his eyes forward. Yeah. That is, to me, hell on earth to me, the people because you're not focusing on who you want to become.
Yeah. One of the things, and this might, I don't know how you'll receive this or not, but there's a side of me that is jealous of the fact that you have 8 kids. And here's why. I had 5 kids all within 6 years. Okay.
It's incredible, by the way.
And so
you have hair color. That's amazing.
I do. And there were points in time when you're going through this, and I felt like my head was down raising kids, right? And I also had a job, and I had all these things going on, and I knew there was a better dad I wanted to be. I think I was a good dad. I mean, my kids have done well. They're all adults now, and they're thriving in that. But there were things that I wanted to be better at, but I was in it. Yeah. You've heard the phrase before, I don't want to be inside the jar, I want to be outside the jar because I can't read the label from inside the jar. And if I were to go and now become a dad, for example, I know I could do it so much better.
That's why grandparents are amazing.
Right. And so I would imagine, I'm not going to ask you to say,
I'll be honest,
I would imagine there are things that you're doing to parent your younger 4 that you learned because 100%. You were in the muck of raising them older 4.
I've thanked my kids over and over. I say it all the time, and I know some people get offended by this. I grew up with my first 4, and now I'm actually fathering the second 4. And so it was, and I'm thankful for those first 4, and they helped me with this as well. Yeah, we did it. I Know Thyself, and they wrote me all my. Here's your blind spots. Here's your strengths, but here's your blind spots, Dad. And I took those blind spots seriously to work on the kids I'm working on now.
Yeah, and so I think sometimes when you're doing this from this quote, you have to have radical movement.
Yeah,
you can't just be like, well, I'm going to get a little better tomorrow. It almost needs to be like, this is the person I want to become, and I need to start that. I need to do that. Not even start it. I need to do it tomorrow.
Correct. Well, I'll argue with you. If tomorrow's good, today is better. So what can you do today?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, but it can't be like, well, I'm going to just walk a few more extra steps today.
Yeah.
I need to go walk 5,000 more steps today or whatever it is.
So that leads me to the next one. It's sitting right here. Rules plus tools plus disciplines create standards. Okay, so let's talk about that. When let's just do it as a company. If your sales team doesn't have rules and you haven't provided the tools for them, and then also either instilled or had an agreement on what disciplines are, you have no standards. And so any one of those missing, your standards now get violated and get lowered. Let's use an example. I've given them all the sales tools. They got all the stuff. I got time set up on the calendar where they work every day. but I haven't set the rules of the game, meaning scorecard or the language we use or whatever it is. Does that make sense? Then I have no standards. I'm allowing for that flux. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so the more and more I'm around this, when I see standards not being met, I just go backwards. It's either rule, tool, or discipline that we're not having.
And which ones do you feel miss, or as you work with companies, which ones are missing the most?
I think it's let's just call it. Every company is a little bit different. I have some teams that have loose rules or no rules. Rules to me are documented processes.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody will try to provide the tools. I don't think I have any company that doesn't provide the tools, but sometimes there's too many. I got 4 tools to do one thing. I got 4 bosses, Bob. So we got to think about, do I have the right tools? And also, I think tools are middle managers and managers as well.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
a tool. Discipline, that's a will set, skill set conversation. So how do you help somebody identify what discipline means? Because we never hire with discipline in mind. We just assume that you're going to come in and work hard, and we know what assume means. So how do you create a disciplined environment? And so in EOS, we call that followed by all checklist. We do quarterly check-ins. It's the stay hires we've talked about in previous things. But when those 3 meet, then that's when you get standards. And then all you got to do is increase your rules, tools, and then you can increase your standards.
Yeah, because I think a big part of this is rules plus tools plus disciplines create standards. And if you don't have rules, tools, and disciplines, you still have standards. They're just low.
And they're not getting met most of the time.
Right.
Your standards, I'm lowering my standards because I don't want to take the time to put the rules, tools, and disciplines in.
Yeah.
And so what is it? The T-shirt I want to build someday, somebody online, help me. Let's go on. Let's build a T-shirt company. Our expectations have raised, and on the back it should say, so up yours. Yeah. And so that's what standards are to me. Our standards have raised, so up yours.
Yeah. So in the previous episode we were doing, we were talking about the 3 buckets of people.
Yeah, of course.
The I'm going to go throw up. They're tough to replace, but we'll get by. And the thank you, Jesus.
Thank you,
right?
Jesus.
And one of the things that I always share with clients is that, going through that exercise, if you've got people that are in that thank you, Jesus bucket, like, why are they still there? And if you can then just remove them, get rid of them, and go hire somebody that would be in that middle level possibly,
correct,
then all of a sudden the standards of your organization go up. Because now the thank you, Jesus is actually a higher standard.
Correct.
Ooh, didn't mean to do that.
That's all right.
Higher standard than what it was yesterday.
Oh, love
and
it.
so, Jack Welch, legendary leader of G, you used to talk about, cutting the bottom 10% all the time. And maybe that's a little aggressive. But I think we always have to, in every business leader's minds, they have to have this stack rank of their people. And they should always be on the lookout for a person who is better than your worst person.
Love it.
Not that they're a bad person, but they're lowest performer.
Okay?
Correct. Better use of terms.
You're below standard performer.
Every GM in every sports team in the world right now is looking for a performer that is better than their weakest performer. Always, all the time. And I think we have to adopt that as a business owner as well.
Okay.
So,
loving it.
Okay, how about another one?
This.
We got time. We got time for maybe 1 or 2 more.
Okay. Left cheek, right cheek. Ready?
Talking about my ass?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just dive into sales, or let's dive into a company. So the left cheek of every company, whether it be a service company or product company, is to get the consumer to buy your product or to buy your service, and you work your butt off to make sure that you provide what it is. And so the right cheek is to do it in such a way that they want to refer you to somebody. And I see so many companies do a half-ass job, meaning they only spend time on that left cheek. They get the product installed, and that's the last time. Forgive me for using this term. Probably get us in trouble here, but it's the prostitution of our businesses. And it's I'm gonna give you a service. Money's gonna trade hand. Somebody got screwed on the deal. Let's not talk anymore. That's a left cheek job. We want to turn this into let's put everything into it. Give them the left cheek and the right cheek. Don't do a half-ass. So do such a good job that the measured impact that you can have on the company is that you get a referral from them, that somebody tells you it's
100%.
time to go to them. That makes sense to you?
Oh, 100% that makes sense.
And so
this
when you
is
start
really
saying we're doing a
enlightening.
half-ass job.
Yeah. It's mean you're only putting in the left cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going all the way in, dude.
So-
You're putting the left leg in. You put the left leg in. No?
So
Okay.
I'm wondering, did you make that up on the fly?
I've made that up a long time ago on the fly, but I've used it ever since.
Really? That is so good.
Yeah.
I love it. And man, that resonates so much because new business development is hard.
It's real.
And it's expensive.
Come on. It's the most expensive part. To me, I don't know what it costs to make the product, but new business development, it's expensive emotionally, psychologically, and financially.
Yeah. And this creates, and so people that are out there listening that are have more of a bend towards business development are saying, yeah, those damn ops people, they're not doing a good enough job to get me a referral to be able to go and have an easier sale. And the ops people are saying, well, you didn't set me up well enough on the sales process, and so I've been scrambling ever since just to deliver what you actually sold. And so this is that ops sales tension that always exists. And I would encourage organizations to have a conversation between the two that says, how can I best set you up and how can you best set me up?
Correct.
And be a team rather than two siloed departments.
If you've made 100 sales this year to date and you've only gotten 7 referrals, somebody's doing a half-assed job in the organization. We got to figure out how do we get that. That should be at 50, 60, 70. And just obsess. That's the word. I really lean to that word obsess. Obsess over clarity, obsess over alignment, obsess over not doing a half-assed job. I don't think we use that. When you say the word obsess, it changes everything. And so can you imagine just waking up, going to a meeting with your team today and saying, I'm going to obsess over clarity on what a true transaction is with a client. It's not just getting them all the way on board. It's getting them on board to the point that they make a referral. I'm going to obsess on alignment, that we know how we're going to do it as well. And we're going to walk out of here, and I know what part I play. You know what part you play. You know what part you play. I mean, that's. I would argue the Colts on Sunday, they obsessed on clarity and alignment. Just call it what it is.
Yeah.
They were clear on what their game plan was and how they're going to do it, and everybody was on board to do that.
Yeah.
And when you can do that 16, 17 games a week, a season, you're going to get beat a few, but you're not going to lose.
Yeah.
When you don't obsess on clarity and alignment, you will lose, and losing sucks.
Yeah.
Getting beat's beautiful. I don't mind getting beat. You're just better than me.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one more. We got
time. Let's see. Oh, no. Well, we've done Hell No, Hell Yes in here before.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Wet wood won't light. We've talked about that before, I think.
No.
Wet wood won't light.
Well, I mean, it seems
say
logical,
that,
but,
yeah.
you know.
So this is your thank you, Jesus. What's the wet wood in your organization? You're spending all your time trying to light wet wood in your organization. It could be people, it could be a product, it could be a project, and it's just wet wood. And so sometimes you either gotta let that wet wood go dry out, or you just gotta get that out of your fire, because all you're gonna do is smoke everybody else out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, that dog won't hunt, wet wood won't light. Those are real things that we gotta deal with. And so I ask that question all the time: do we have any wet wood that you're putting all your energy? Your LMA is all the way checked off, and you still can't get them to do it.
Yeah.
But
they're a good person.
Yeah, they're
And
right people.
They're the right people, but they're just in the wrong seat. So
Can't do
find
it.
them another seat, and that seat might be on your team or off your team.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. I've learned that along the way over my 30-year career that talent really matters.
Yeah.
And the quality of talent, and everybody's life gets so much easier and so much more fulfilling, and results get so much easier to achieve when you have the right people.
Let me challenge that in a positive way. I heard this from a coach a long time ago. You give me effort and technique, and I can beat talent 70% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get effort, technique, and talent together, I'm winning championships.
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that we're going to go out and recruit really good people with effort, and we've created some really good technique. The hard part's going to find the talent. I don't want to NIL this to death, but I need to go find that talent, because that's how I'm going to go win.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I'll surround myself with effort and technique all day long. I love those folks, and we'll win some games. But if I want to be on the primetime game, or if I want to be the first band in the Macy's Day Parade, or whatever that is, I need to get some talent on there too.
Yeah, 100%. This has been a great episode. I'm glad we pivoted this way. We'll bring more of these types back, maybe once every couple of months.
Polish a turd the next time.
Don't be the frozen turd in a punch bowl.
Thank you.
I used that yesterday and brought the room down.
It
was
out.
awesome.
Yep.
Great.